Hmm. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Hello, everybody. Happy Monday. Just literally switching on into 1:12 p.m. And I am back. I'm back on another Monday, another beautiful, gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous Monday. For another live Facebook broadcast. I'm Aisha Surani. 3 Mondays in a row, y'all. 3 Mondays in a row. So I'm back. Hello, hello, hello. I'm live on Facebook today. And I'm just waiting around, giving it a few minutes before I get started, to see if anyone is going to join me. Happy Monday. I'm so excited to be here. Really excited. It's so beautiful today. I feel super, super peaceful. I feel so in tune with nature. I don't know. Something about November that does it to me, And the fact that yesterday was November 11th and the energy was so high. So yeah, I'm feeling good today. I'm feeling bliss. Bliss, bliss. And yeah, I want to keep it short and sweet today. Last week my video was like 30 plus minutes, and I've set the goal today to keep it under 20 minutes. So I hope a few people join me really quickly, so I could get started. I guess while I'm waiting, one of the things that I can do is just thank everybody that has really been encouraging me over the last few weeks. Thank you to everyone that has watched my live videos, whether it's live or the replays. And I really appreciate when you take the time to send me a message, or even like and share the post. I really, really appreciate that. I appreciate you. And I appreciate everyone that has actually liked my Facebook page so far. The community is so small. I love that. But I also love that it's growing. And so, again, thank you, thank you, thank you. And, again, I'm not one to wait around. So, in the spirit of keeping it short, I'm going to get to it. I'll start by, again, introducing myself. For some of you who may be new here, I am Aisha Surani. And I guess I really want to use this platform to kind of share as it relates to things that I am passionate about, things that I love. And some of those things include photography, entrepreneurship, wellness and healthy living, plant-based living, as well as, of course, being a mom, parenthood. And I have a YouTube channel now, and I'm very excited to start creating some content pretty soon. So if you guys have any suggestions or any ideas of things that I should probably talk about or create videos on, please shoot them to me, whether it's in the comments, DMs, email. My email is hello@aishanesudani.com. Just send me some ideas, because this is all new to me, and I'm really, really excited about just creating something different, Okay, so I'm gonna jump right into it. Again, I was introducing myself. Sorry, got sidetracked. So I'm Aisha Surani, multi-passionate creative mompreneur, and as a creative entrepreneur and a founder, I've launched businesses, I've established communities, hosted events, created products and provided services to hundreds and maybe even thousands of people at this point. I've been at it for 9 years, and in those 9 years, I've made every possible mistake so that you won't have to make those same mistakes. I made the mistakes for us. And so today I'm focusing on really building a life and a career that supports the things that I love. I don't want to have to choose between my career and everything else that I love. So I'm in the process of trying to create this life that supports everything that I love. And of course, some of those things include my family, and like I just mentioned, the fact that I'm passionate about wellness and community and really empowering girls and women, especially moms, to be able to do the same thing and to be able to create lives that support them and their families. So the thing is, it's so easy to talk about creating a life and a career that is handcrafted by us. It's easy to talk about that, but in most cases, we know that it's easier said than done. It takes a lot of work to make those things happen. And I talked about last week just, how you really have to give things time. I talked about the process and just not expecting things to happen overnight, and the effort and the work that goes into building something that's substantial, something that's really going to last for a long time. And so whether that's a business or a relationship or a lifestyle, everything that you do that is substantial will require focus. It's going to require dedication, and definitely you're going to need that commitment. And so it's not surprising that along the journey and during the process, we get super, super discouraged. Like, there's so many things that we are faced with, and especially when we're creating something that we have not created before, when we are doing something for ourselves that we've not done before, or if we're in an environment that doesn't support what we're doing, that can make things super, super challenging. And so for that reason, I decided that one of the things I wanted to talk about was being motivated, staying motivated, because again, motivation is almost inherent in a sense, because we all need motivation. We all need motivation. And I want to point out also that I think there are times when we underestimate the challenges other people face. I think that we feel like only we put ourselves in these lonesome categories where we feel like, oh my gosh, I'm the only person who's struggling. I'm the only person who has disappointments. I'm the only person who has challenges. And that's not the case. Okay? So we are all in this group together where we all need motivation. We all need to be motivated. We all need to stay motivated. Okay? We're this community of people who need motivation, not because we're always looking for praises, or we're looking for someone to give us a pat on the shoulder or any of those things. It's really because every single day we are faced with challenges. We're faced with adversities, loss, disappointment, and these are different components that make up this thing called life. It's not unusual, and it's not something that should be unexpected. This is a part of life, and I think a lot of times, challenges and mishaps, they get a bad rap because of the way we feel in that moment. But we can all agree that when we look back, it's in those moments where we've probably grown or evolved the most. And I think we can agree that, you know, it was those challenges that prompted our growth. It was those challenges that really allowed us to experience some things to stretch us, to stretch our character, and to show us that we are actually more than what we think we are. And I know for certain this has been like my truth for so long. You know, every time I feel like, oh my gosh, there's no way I could get through that. There's no way I can do this. And I prove to myself that I actually can, you know. And some people even say that the price of growth is pain. You know, they say we grow through pain, through challenges, through struggles, and that's great, you know. But when we're going through it, we need that ounce of motivation. And you know, it's not even just about business, because even as a mom, sometimes I need the motivation to keep going. You know, I think one of the biggest responsibilities you can have on this planet is to be 100% responsible for a whole other person. And I think there's no more job that's more rewarding, but at the same time, there's so much pressure. There's so much pressure to be a mom. And I don't know if this is something that we actually talk about enough, because, you know, I see so many times on social media where something happens with a child and people will jump on that post about how irresponsible that parent must be, how awful that parent must be, you know, and I mean, the judgment starts and it doesn't stop. And we don't consider what it's really like being a parent, you know what I mean? Hey, Isis. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate you coming. So, you know, I was just saying, like, there's so much pressure that comes with parenthood. And, you know, I don't think we talk about it enough. And personally, I was just sharing that I need that motivation sometimes to keep going as a mom, you know what I mean? It's especially for those days when you mess up or you do something and it really hurts your child's feelings, or, you know, you were supposed to do something and you weren't able to actually get it done and you disappoint them. It's like those days when you really feel like throwing the towel in, and it's like, am I really even cut out for this, you know? So it's so many aspects of life that we need motivation for, like, to keep going. Thank you. It's so many aspects of life that we need this motivation. And so basically, I am just here today to kind of share 3 easy ways to stay self-motivated. And I use the word easy very loosely, because we know very, very well that it's not really about it being easy, is it? Not really. It's not. It's really about it being worth it at the end of the day. So things to help us to stay motivated. And the first thing is this. You have to establish an accountability protocol or some system to keep your thoughts and actions in check. Thinking positive is key in being motivated. So when you want to make sure those negative, self-defeating, self-sabotaging thoughts are not creeping in, you need to be aware and you need to be holding yourself accountable. And so how do you do this? One of the ways you can do it, and I do this is one of my favorite things to do. So one of the things you can do is journal. And journaling is a great way to help you release the emotions that you experience on a daily basis. It's a great way to help you release the emotions instead of holding on to them. And so you write your thoughts down and observe them in order to identify moments when you may need that extra dose of motivation. Another thing you may want to do is enlist an accountability partner. You already have a best friend or a partner anyway, so put them to use. Let them know you are looking to improve your life, you're looking to improve your thoughts, and so you want them to help hold you accountable to the things that you say and do. I mean, they may not be able to read your mind, but a lot of what we say is a result of the things that we think, and of course, what we say and think goes right into what we do. And so, having an accountability partner, somebody to say to you, "Look, that ain't sound right. Like you need to rethink that. You need to change your attitude." Sometimes you have some friends who could just tell you straight up, like, "Girl, this is not cool." So having that person there really, really helps, because that there's somebody who's watching you, who's going to hold you accountable for what you're doing. So journaling and having that accountability partner, I think, it is one of the ways to stay motivated. And really and truly, it's all about paying attention to your thoughts and filtering out the negative self-talk. Because a lot of times, if you're not aware, you don't even know when you're telling yourself, like, "Oh, you just saying this," or "You just saying that." You're not even aware of it a lot of times if you're not being intentional about actually paying attention to what it is that you're thinking. So yeah, that's one thing. I don't know what you think about that, but it's a suggestion. And I have a second suggestion, and this one here it's funny because when I first started to do it, I didn't recognize that it's scientifically proven that this makes sense, like this works. And so one other suggestion for staying motivated is actually creating your own personal reward system. And so people say it all the time. You shouldn't have to be rewarded to do things. I tell my kids that. I'm like, you should be doing it because you want to do it. And, and it sounds good, right? But the truth is, like I said, it is scientifically proven that tasks that have rewards attached to them are 75% more likely to get done, to get completed. And so if you need a little motivation, there's nothing wrong with building a little reward system into that goal up front. Know what it is that you're working towards. Know what it is that you are going to get when you are able to do whatever it is that you need to do. And again, you can add some accountability to that by enlisting your partner, your accountability partner, and letting them maybe hold on to that reward or that prize, or letting them be responsible for issuing it to you when you successfully complete your goal. Because some of us, we will we will find the reasons why we couldn't get it done, but we will reward ourselves anyway. So yeah, no. Yeah, that's not how this works. So whatever the reward may be for you, if it's something that you truly desire, it's gonna keep you motivated and it's gonna keep you focused, okay? And I think that a lot of times, we we discount ourselves in the sense that we don't give ourselves enough credit for what we can do. And again, having this reward in place is just another motivating factor to say, you know what, even if I think I can't do it, I know that I really want that spa day at the end of the month, or I know that I want that. Who doesn't love to shop, right? Maybe I want a shopping spree when I lose this last 12 pounds. that I need to lose. But whatever it is, implement a reward system, and nobody has to know about it. This is what you do for you. You do what it takes to make things happen. Okay. So last thing, the last thing to stay motivated, I'd say, is to eliminate your distractions and stay centered in your why. Eliminate the distractions, okay? So there's nothing that's going to motivate you more than the purpose behind what it is that you're doing. So for example, if you know you have FOMO, which is fear of missing out, in case you may not know, if you know you have FOMO, don't go and spend your whole day on social media, okay? That's not a good idea. Limit your time on social media or get off of it altogether, okay? If you use social media to compare yourself with people, that's not only a distraction, but it's a recipe for disaster. So, remove it from your life, until you can manage social media. And I tell this people all the time, and not just about motivation or FOMO, but just in general, like, until you can manage social media, it's okay to not be on it. I get people who say, what, I'm not a social media person because XYZ, it takes up too much of my time or whatever it may be. I get that, because if you know something is not adding value to your life, eliminate it. And so essentially, I'm telling you, if you have a goal, and again, we're talking about ways to stay motivated. We're talking about ways to start something and finish it, right? And again, it could be that, it's not a goal per se, but it may be a choice. It may be a lifestyle, which, at the end of the day, everything that we do is goals. You talk about having a relationship with your family, that's goals, because it can go from 0 straight to 100, right? Or even 1,000,000, whatever. But the point is, you have to eliminate the distractions, okay? Eliminate the distractions and hone in on the why for what it is that you're doing. And so, for example, I was given an example, and again, I got sidetracked. So I was given an example. Let's say it is that, you have this fear of missing out. Stay off of social media, right? You may want to replace social media with journaling, which I mentioned earlier. Or you may decide that instead of being on social media, what you really need to do is be writing some affirmations. You need to be writing some positive, encouraging words to yourself. Because the truth of the matter is, a lot of us we don't say enough nice things to ourselves about ourselves. So you have to, again, be intentional about that. So that's one of the things that you may be able to replace that social media time with. And I know it may seem boring, and I know it may seem even cliche to say something like that, but trust me, there's nothing that's more powerful than connecting with yourself. Because at the end of the day, where do you think the motivation really, really comes from? Where does it come from? I want one of my viewers to just type where the motivation comes from in the comments, okay? And I'm gonna tell you anyway. It basically comes from you. Motivation at the end of the day has to come from within, and the external stimulant is just that, a stimulant. It's your connection to the people or to the places and things that will, at the end of the day, actually motivate you to move or to get going or to do whatever it is that you want to do. And so another example, and this one I can relate to, because right now my goal is to get back on my on my 100% plant-based diet. And so ironic that my sister Isis is on this live with me, right? But so my goal is to get back on my plant-based diet. I've been totally distracted and off base for some time now. And so, one of the things I have to say is like, what are my distractions? What are the things that are distracting me? And I could tell you right now, carbs are my worst enemy. Carbs are like my worst enemy right now, okay? So, for me, carbs and refined foods are my distractions from my goal. So, I've set a date to do a 21-day cleanse. And so I'm going to be putting these same rules in action. I'm going to be using these same 3 simple things to actually achieve my goals. And so the first thing is I'm going to get me my accountability partner. I'm going to have this person who is going to know that as of November 30th, Aisha is on a 21-day juice cleanse. Okay, and I'm going to share a little bit of my journey with you guys too once I get started. But I'm going to have that accountability partner. And of course, I'm also going to be accountable to myself. And then I'm also going to have a reward system in place. So once I successfully complete my cleanse, I get to fit into my clothes again. That's not the reward, but that's like a bonus. That's like a plus, right? And then finally, like I said, I have 2 major distractions. So one is that I'm going to be doing this cleanse in the month of December, and that's like party month. You have so many socials and so many things happening, and so like that's one distraction. And so I already know off the bat, the first 20 days of December, I'm probably going to be home a lot, which I'm usually home a lot anyway. But during the holiday season, a lot of times you want to get out and network. So that's my first thing. I'm like, I already know that has to go. And then the second thing is, again, I eat carbs, and so I know that I have to kind of stock up on so many fruits and vegetables over the pastas and the cookies and the fries. And even, that may be a challenge because on this island, it's so difficult to find like the good stuff. But I'm going to make it work. No excuses. And, of course, I'm going to let people know that I'm on this 21-day cleanse. So, bring me some coconut water, bring me some green smoothies, and no delicious distractions. So, with those 3 things, I'm going to be able to, and I know it's 21 days, it's just like 3 weeks, it's a short period, but the fact of the matter is, within that time, there will be challenges, and I need to stay motivated. And so those are just 3 easy ways that I'm going to be able to do it. And I just felt like, I don't know if this is stuff that, you guys already implement in your life, or, so if it is, just share with me like how you stay motivated, or if you have other ideas or other suggestions to share with viewers about how to stay motivated or what works for you. Please do share, put them in the comments. And so as a recap, because again, I said I was going to try and keep this short. As a recap, we all need motivation, and hence that's the reason I'm talking about it. We all need to stay motivated. We're all human. We all have our shortcomings. We all have our weaknesses. And so if you struggle or have something right now that you're struggling with to stay motivated, then I really, really feel like you should, consider implementing, if not all, at least one of these tips. And so I'll just run through them again. One is, accountability and a positive mindset. At the end of the day, mindset is everything. Every single thing is mindset. So whether you're accountable to yourself or whether you have somebody in addition that you're accountable to, maintain an awareness of your thoughts and actions and keep them positive. Keep that mindset positive. That's the first thing. And then don't be afraid to reward yourself for your efforts and your accomplishments, big or small, it doesn't matter. Just make sure it's something that's really valuable to you and not to someone else. Okay? And then lastly, just eliminate the distractions and just stay centered. Stay centered in your why and why you are doing whatever it is that you're doing anyway. Okay? And voila, that's it. I could go on and on with so many other suggestions, but I feel like these 3 key things will make a lot of difference in just how successful you are with accomplishing what your goal is. And so I'm going to end with a quote from Arsene Wenger, and it says, when you look at people who are successful, you will find that they aren't the people who are motivated, but they are the people that have consistency in their motivation. So that's a wrap. I hope you enjoyed today's live. I know I did. Please share your thoughts, post your comments and your questions. If you have any questions about anything that I said, post them for me. And by the way, I am on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, Twitter, and I really, really want to connect with you. So if you're on any of those platforms and we're not connected, please do follow Aisha Nesudani. And what else? Oh, for those of you who downloaded the free gift that I offered last week to the viewers, send me some feedback. Let me know how it's going. I have gotten feedback from like 1 or 2 persons so far, but I really, really want to hear from more of you. And of course, if you have any questions working through the guide, I'd love to be able to help you, And right now, the guide isn't online because I'm switching platforms, but as soon as it's back online, I'm going to let you guys know so that those of you who may not have downloaded it initially will have a chance to do that. Okay? So that's it. It's so beautiful. I don't know. This is like such an amazing day, right? But thank you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for coming, and peace and love.